Hello guys, it's Shadow Spectacle. Happy late holidays and late New Year's. I wanted to start off by saying a few things. Second, this video was supposed to come out a long time ago, but 1, I live in a family of 5 and I don't have any privacy. 2, it's loud. 3, I got sick in the start of December, got better, but I got a cough a week after, and after finishing the script on New Year's, a fire broke out in my apartment complex yesterday, so I didn't bother working on it. Third and finally, this video idea was inspired by Tankfish and his nutshell video. So if you don't already know him, please give him a look as well. This is heavily inspired by him. Thank you and enjoy the video. Hello everybody, my name is Shadow Spectacle and I've been taken to the rubber room because I got too silly with this game. Welcome to ETOH, abbreviation for Eternal Towers of Hell. ETOH is a tower obby game that follows the difficulty chart that we all know and love. This game contains just about every type of obvious in Roblox, from dumb and stupid babies to people who are probably in a mental asylum, and has over 392 towers to beat, ranging from baseline easy to peak unreal. If you're the average Roblox player, chances are you don't know what any of this means, so let's go over that. Towers are the game's base feature and game mechanic. They are usually one stage ascending obbies that are straight pillars upwards. I'm looking at you, tower descend into exile, that reward you with a tower point upon completion. Currently, there are 6 official types of towers, but only 5 that are in the game. Mini towers, which are small 20 by 20 by 20 size towers that are 5 to 6 floors tall and do not reward any tower points. They are rare, with only 10 being in the game. The easiest of these is Neat in Limbo, only taking about 30 to 45 seconds to complete. People, which are 100 by 100 by 100 set towers at the same height, are much more abundant and give 0.5 tower points upon completion. My top steeple is personally Steeple Nightfall and Guardian Bistro, with a very nice dark forest atmosphere to it. Towers, which are the same dimension towers with 10 to 11 floors, are usually easier than steeples due to their size difference. Towers make up nearly 90% of the game and span across every difficulty in the game. My favorite tower is a tie between Tower Genesis and Purgatory, and Tower Zero Disturbances in Zone 1. Citadels are towers that range anywhere from 12 to 29 floors and take a lot more patience to beat due to the difficulty spike. The only Citadel I have beaten, and the worst Citadel of all time, is Citadel of Victory. It used to be a mid-hard, but as of recent, they chose to change it to a peak hard. Tower rushes contain every non-soul crushing tower in a given ring or zone. They, along with many towers, are hidden inside of the area, and every tower rush is soul crushing different. I recommend to try Purgatory Tower Rush first due to the difficulty being so easy, and being the only tower rush that isn't soul crushing. Obelisks are currently not in the game, but are canon are being developed. There are massive towers that can contain 30 or more floors and will take hours to beat once they release. There are other unofficial tower types that the community creates, but they are not in the game, so they do not matter. Portals to these types of towers can also vary in size, being just bigger than the player model for steeples to giant portals for citadels, making them easier to tell apart. The difficulty chart system is a traditional system that assigns a difficulty to an obby and what makes a tower unique from others. Each difficulty is choice of hardest to last, and there are 2 different chart systems. In the tiered chart system, tiered obbies can range anywhere from 2 categories, from tier 1 or easy, where almost anyone can beat it, to tier 25 or nil, proving to be humanly impossible and requires a task system to beat. With ETOH, however, it is not a tiered obby game due to it not being tiers and follows the tower chart system. ETOH has 14 official difficulties, but only 11 canon ones that are in the main game, going from easy to catastrophic, and the unreleased internals that are for others only. In each category, towers can be split into different ranks within the same difficulty, with baseline towers being the easiest and peak towers being the hardest. Towers that are insane and up get a special title of Soul Crushing Towers and are considered global completion. ETOH has different layers called rings in the Great Inferno and zones in the interstellar system. They both contain 10 layers with the addition of Purgatory recently, with every realm having at least one soul-crushing tower and one citadel. To advance, you need to get a specific amount of tower points and beat certain difficulty towers. The highest requirement to unlock every area never goes above Remorseless, as any harder would be unbalanced. Most rings are home to a Subrealm, which contains just about every sequel in the game so far. There is a tiny blue orb in Ring 1 in the Ring Select system that teleports you to Windflood Peak, where all previous event realms can be found. Your eternal suffering manifested. There are 3 spin-off games in the ETOH fan game that significantly stand out from the rest. The Pit of Misery, the Eternal Abyss, and the Timeless Manor are spin-offs that contain one easy tower each and jump to insane towers and harder. The 2 non-canon difficulties from earlier, Horrific and Unreal, make up almost 70% of these spin-offs and pushes Obvious to their absolute limits. They also have some things that the other doesn't. The Eternal Abyss has the most Unreal Tower of the 3. The Pit of Misery had the hardest humanly possible Citadel of Infinite Void, and the Timeless Manor is home to the hardest tower that's humanly possible, Tower of Insane Zodiac, and the only great Citadel in the game. Up until now, it's only been ETOH this, ETOH that, but this fan game is far more difficult than ETOH could ever be. CSCD, or Calypso Crushing Domain, is the Eternal Towers of Hell, younger, much more difficult brother. CSCD has no towers under Insane, hence the name Soul Crushing. It goes into a unique era difficulty, which is 15 stars and up in CSCD. CSCD has 4 scopes, each having at least 1 Insane and 4 Horrific towers, and 1 Subrealm, with at least 1 Nil tower. The Nil Zone Subrealm is scope 1 highest, the longest and hardest tower rush in all of Roblox, requiring the player to beat COV, no, not that COV, fucking failure, this COV a total of 10,000 times. It can take up to 6 years, and ties with Breaking Point as the hardest tower rush ever, both of which are peak era. So, I was still editing this on March 22nd, a few things were either changed or not included in my script. This includes Citadel of Victory, whose difficulty had been changed from a peak hard to a low difficult, and is planned to move from Purgatory to Paradise Atoll, with a new Citadel replacement. Many towers, including Tower of Death and All Night, had their difficulties moved up or down, are currently not the same ratings as what it was when I started editing. The Pit of Misery is apparently not a spin-off, but rather a nested subrealm instead of one-set peaks. All towers within Pit of Misery are still considered non-canon due to them all being soul-crushing plus towers. Last but not least, most tower difficulties and statistics were sourced from the fandom wiki, and for some reason, the fandom wiki in the game do not match with their information. As to why this is completely unknown to me. Congratulations! You have played the game for so long that you're practically forced into an endless cycle of attempting tower cruel punishment, falling on floor 9, and rage quitting. The shower misses you and you are in need of severe mental health. Obvious at this point are either genuinely tweaking or tiered obvious that got bored. Once you reach here, there's nothing much to do other than complete challenges for tickets to buy cosmetics and trails, or grind catastrophic towers. You can act happy to play the game, but don't lie to yourself, you lost that emotion a long time ago. There is not much else to say about this game besides it is a game that is made to make you rage. It is not your average obby game, I can vouch, and I highly recommend that you practice a lot if you are going to play this game. Anyway, that's all from me. Make sure to like and maybe even subscribe if you like this video.